You guys have this all the time, right?
Yeah, we do. We get calls all the time about people who, most of the time, they recognize it's a scam attempt and they want to make us aware of it. I read the release that Allison put out, and every bit of that is great information.
Absolutely. I mean, basically, one of the things that K-Pub's had to deal with is that, I think this happened about a year ago, where these guys go door to door and they're like, hey, K-Pub wants you to put solar on your house. We've got the exclusive contract with K-Pub. Well, no, they don't, because K-Pub doesn't do that kind of stuff. K-Pub will talk to you about it. They'll say, hey, here's the deal. Here's what we think would work for you, and here's what you need to consider. But they're not going to sell you a product. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the big issues. How many scams are out there, you think, Sergeant Lamb?
There's so many. Some of them kind of come and go. We saw the grandparent scam rise in popularity about a year ago, and then it kind of faded off. That's where you get a call, and they say, hey, it's me, your favorite grandson.
Oh, yeah.
And, the grandparent would typically say a name, and they'll say, yep, that's me.
Right.
Sure enough. And I'm in jail in Mexico. Don't tell mom and dad, send me bail money.
Send me bail money.
But, one of the hallmarks, which Allison talked about, of these scams are unsolicited contacts. Somebody reaches out to you, and they either want to sell you something or they're soliciting money. And the other big red flag, of course, is the method of payment. And it's usually a way that once that money is out there, you can't get it back. They want you to go to Gibson's, they want you to go to CVS or Walgreens and buy a gift card.
Right.
And nobody really accepts payment in that format. No legitimate organization is going to solicit that for you. So
that's one.
We try to do as much education as possible, and I think we've gotten the word out there pretty good. But occasionally, the reason these scams don't go away is because they work, and the scammers are very good at it.
They are very good at it, and people, one of the things that's interesting is last week we had the what was that event we had last? We had the business summit. And there was the conversation about scammers, and all the things they're trying to do, all the phishing things that people do. And even the smartest people fall for that stuff, get hacked, because it's very easy, and a lot of times, like, especially on these technology things, like Facebook sent one out, or there was a guy that sent one out for Facebook, and I caught it and one of my guys that I work with, and he's like, I said, hey man, this is a scam. They're trying to get you to click on this link here. Don't do it. Report it immediately.
That's part of the problem. Also, you hit the nail on the head. You said some of the smartest people, and some people, when they are taken advantage of, they feel, man, how could I be so dumb?
Right.
It's not a matter of them exploiting that. What they're exploiting is people's good nature.
Right.
Their willingness to trust, their willingness to believe and take something at face value. A lot of the times they're exploiting a person's honesty. And people, after the fact, will feel gullible and they'll feel dumb and they're embarrassed. They don't want to report it, especially older folks. They don't want to let their family members know they've been taken advantage of because they feel like they're going to think, well, we have to take care of grandma or grandpa and kind of look out for them more and that's really the unfortunate side effect of this.
It's frustrating too, because it's one of those frustrating crimes that's out there, and people just keep it's relentless, because those guys have to be relentless in order to even try to get somebody to. I mean, I can't tell you how many scam phone calls I get now. That's the beauty of the iPhone these days. So I mean, I don't know if Android does it or not too, but you get these scam likely, yeah. and the thing they do with it too that I have a tendency sometimes to fall for is that if I get a number from a certain area code, it makes me want to answer it because, like, I don't know, maybe it's involving my parents, and so I'm like, figure if it's that important, I'll go to voicemail. So, just a reminder to the Automobile Club's insurance people. If you want to get a hold of me to renew my life insurance, you need to leave a message. So,
one of the craziest ones that I heard recently was somebody from the Kerr County Lead was wanting me to subscribe.
Oh, absolutely.
Just ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Who's going to fall for that?
I know. It's $200 a year too. So, I mean, you got to
talk right there.
I don't know what's going on with my camera, and you're like fuzzy for some reason. I don't know if the ape over here is causing a problem, or I don't know. It's weird. Like it keeps going out of focus. Must be the humidity here. So, I don't know. Is that Julie Davis? Is Julie Davis here? Oh my gosh, I didn't realize you were here. All right, hold on a second. We'll get you on here in a minute. Julie Davis from the Convention. We got more guests I know what to do with today. Jack, one of the things you have here, and we talked about this a little bit and wrote about it a little bit too. This is a really good idea. And I was just, I was sharing the story with Waverly Jones. That's a good name, Waverly Jones. That seems like a character out of some kind of magnificent book. Waverly Jones said, I've seen more terrifying things, involving elderly people, and I have elderly. Well, I don't want to say they're elderly, but I have older parents now. But so the File of Life, which is right here, this is a great idea. And tell us about this, and who do we have with us? We have Waverly from the Dieter Center, and then we have Misty, right, from Gordon from the fire department as well. And this File of Life piece is a lifesaver for a lot of folks, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this was a partnership between the Kerrville Fire Department and the Kerrville Police Department and Dieter Center to do something to make folks at home, mostly seniors, but not exclusively seniors, a little bit safer. So we partnered together and we came up with this. And the File of Life is a medical document that you fill out with medical conditions, any medications that you're taking, and you can also put next of kin, emergency contact information on there, and fill it out. Put it on the fridge. It's a fridge magnet. Yeah. And first responders are we know to look for this there. And in the event of a medical emergency, if you're not able to communicate or your loved one is there and it's a stressful situation, they're not trying to remember medical allergies or interactions, things like that. We have this information that we can take. We can provide it to your medical provider at the emergency room, and all of that information is there.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna put it on the TIE Fighter.
Sure.
Because if somebody gets mad at me, you guys have it right here.
Yeah, so stick it to one of your monitors and see what it does. It's kind of cool with a magnet on it.
Doesn't want this plastic, Jack. Come on. But the TIE Fighter though, it'll stick to the back of the TIE Fighter, so that's good news. That's my Hill Country Arts Foundation TIE Fighter, which is becoming decorated. Let's go over to Misty for a second. How important is this for first responders and for EMS personnel?
Well, when you're having a medical emergency, a lot of times either you're incapacitated or your family's not able to really communicate your needs or what you've gone through, or they forget stuff. And so this is going to be a one-stop place for us to look in order to get all that information and then pass it on to your other providers like the doctors and so on. But it's not just for homebound patients either. We do have a wallet card. So if you are 18, 19, 20 years old, you have diabetes, you have some other issues going on, you have this in your wallet, you have an accident or even pass out at Walmart, let's say, we'll have that information to be able to treat you more specialized, to get really to your needs and be able to pass that on to the receiving facilities. Because
that's such a critical part of that information that you have, because a lot of times you look at somebody and I have no idea what's wrong with them or what their pre-existing conditions may be. That's a tough spot for EMS to be in.
Right. If you have any pre-existing conditions, we highly recommend that you get one of these and put it in your wallet, put it on your fridge, both, and keep it with you. So we'll be able to treat you more specialized and quickly.
Right. And then over here with Waverly at the Dieter Center, I mean, this education component of it is really important for a lot of people to understand that this is something they need. Do you have any resistance from people who say, I don't need that product. I don't need that.
Absolutely not.
Right.
I mean, we've got people coming in grabbing 10 for their whole neighborhood.
Wow.
They've got a luncheon with their friends, and they want one for each one of their friends. It's been overwhelming.
Right.
Response.
It's it's such a smart idea though too. I mean, you don't.
It really is, and like Misty said, it's not just for seniors; it's for everybody.
Right. And
if you also visit our website, you'll have a way to update the list, because it's important to keep it updated. If your doctor's switching out medications on you, changing your prescriptions, or you have a new medical condition, it's very important to keep it updated as well.
Right. To keep that, because there's things that are going to change, and you got to make sure that's right in there. Have we have any examples of this being used yet? I mean, finding these things?
I'm not sure that we've got a report from the field yet where the first responders responded and utilized this yet.
How often is it that the police are the first responder on some of these calls, do you think?
Quite often. A lot of times if we get an unknown trouble or the neighbors knocking and nobody will respond, the police are usually the first ones to respond. And sometimes we have to force entry for FD so that they can get in there and provide medical services. So a lot of times it's a police officer who's the first one on the scene, and then fire department or EMS will respond.
And what about keeping one of these in your car? Obviously, if you have like a car accident or something.
Yeah, Misty recognized that we were, this is great, but it's just for folks at home. And she recognized that we're only hitting about half of the people that we needed to. And we expanded this to include the wallet card. So now you can keep one in your car, keep one in your wallet, and you're protected inside the home, but also outside the home.
If you're going to keep it in your car, though, don't put your social and stuff like that on
Yeah.
it. Just your medicines,
Just your medicines.
stuff that's really pertinent to your medical condition and your history.
Yeah, because I was driving back from the basketball game on Friday night and ran across a really horrific accident on 290 at Lukenbach, and it was life flight type of situation. And thinking to myself, man, what a mess. And you're going to have all that stuff with you. I mean, have it with you just in case is something that I was thinking about too as we were getting ready for this. So it's a great idea. And so if I want to get one, where do I go? How do I find out about this?
Yeah, so there's a lot of spots. You can pick one up at the Kerrville Police Department, 429 Sidney Baker. Of course, they've got them at the Dietert Center, 501 Guadalupe Street.
451
That's
Guadalupe
what I said,
Street.
451. And 87 Coronado
Yes.
Drive. At least I got that one right.
Yes, 87 Coronado at the admin.
Yeah.
And we've got some at City Hall. So if you go in there to pay your water bill or whatever, they've got some at the front desk. And we've passed them out to home health care agencies. The VA has got some. Hospice care has got some. So we're spreading them out. But I guess probably the 3 or 4 main places would be Central at 87 Coronado Drive, Dietert Center, the KPD lobby in City Hall.
Right.
And, we'd be really remiss if we didn't recognize and show our appreciation for Kathy Lesturgeon from Advanced Insurance Group
okay.
and Rose Bradshaw from So Fast Printing. They were the ones who sponsored this financially.
Oh, nice.
For the first, and we're in our second 1,000 now, right? So
I'm getting ready to order our third 1,000
Wow.
batch.
And this
So-
is not just a project that we're starting and stopping. This is something that's going to be ongoing. It's
Absolutely.
an ongoing program that in 6 months, if you still need some more, come by one of our businesses and you'll be able to get some more.
Rose
We will
Bradshaw has these
always have
probably, and she revs volleyball, so she probably has one of these in her pocket at all times, just like a red card.
Yeah, she probably does.
probably-
I know that you're all about community engagement
Yeah.
and when stakeholders come together.
Right.
And this is, I think, a great example of when people in the community come together to be part of the solution.
Absolutely.
Not just, official or quasi-official organizations, but commercial entities like Advanced Insurance Group and So Fast Printing, recognizing a need and really literally putting their money where their mouth is to make a difference in the community.
Right.
And Kathy Lesturgeon and Rosa Bradshaw, can't thank them enough for making this happen or making it possible, as well as Misty and Waverly just, getting it out there.
Right, absolutely. It's one-
Likewise, though, if you want to sponsor, get hold of us at the Kerrville Police Department, the Fire Department, or at the Dietert Center in order to help out with getting some more of these to the community.
Yeah, absolutely. So if they want to do that, then so is there an estimated cost of these things? Do you know? I mean, what's the sponsorship look like? Just anything you guys can give at
It's
this
right
point?
for 1,000.
Yeah.
Printed and the sleeves runs right about $1,000.
Yeah. So I was $1 a piece. That makes sense. That's a good investment. So okay, all right. We'll ring the door on a few people to get some money loose out of those
Yeah,
people.
but these are 100% free for
Yeah,
the public.
right.
I mean, there's
Absolutely.
no charge for this. We'll never charge for this. If somebody, a business wants to sponsor, that's great. We welcome that. But these are absolutely free for the public,
Right.
and we really want folks to come and get these. And tell your friends. Let's get these out there.
Yeah, File a Life. Go by the police department and just think in a year, well, in over a year, you'll be able to pick them up at one location for the fire and police. So there we go. I'm excited about that. The building will be breaking ground soon.
We're all excited about that one.
Yeah. Your Taj Mahal, apparently, according to some, but we won't hold that against you guys. The File Life available again. Let's just get all the places. Dietert Center, fire department headquarters, police station, city hall. So fast, would they have them?
I think Rose probably does
Rose?
have some.
Right.
And you can get your refills online.
Online. Okay. All right. Perfect. Good job, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Thank
all right.
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thank you. Very good job, everybody. I appreciate it very much. Now, wait, one more, Sergeant Lamb. I'm thinking about writing a little thing about Saturday, but I need you to think if I'm on the right track. There was 2 takeaways I had from Saturday. I wanted to share with you, and that was the gun range thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. You guys did a great job with it. I felt trained, even though I probably wasn't